part one of the Celtic Dragon, the focus was on combat, on strength, application and the effectiveness under pressure. In this part, we shift the perspective. Beyond physical power lies balance. Beyond technique lies understanding. Behind every system is a history shaped by generations of teachers. This is a return to the origins of the art. To the masters who have inspired me and have worked to preserve the teachings. To a tradition where martial practice and Chinese medicine and philosophy are inseparable, guided by the same principles that govern the body, movement and health. Here skill is measured not only by the ability to fight, but by the knowledge of when and why. Martial etiquette is paramount in Kung Fu, because the measure of power is not only the ability to take a life apart, but the wisdom to hold it together.
So here we are on the Chinese New Year here in Wong Tai Sin Temple. As you can see, it's fairly busy, a lot of noise, a lot of excitement around. In Hong Kong here, Wong Tai Sin Temple is one of the only probably Taoist temples. It was set up around 1920, 1921. So the temple itself is very historical. It was set up by a man called Mr. Lung. He came from Guangdong and spread the teachings of his master, Wong Tai Sin, and he was feared to be one of the immortals, the Taoist immortals. So he dedicated his whole life to Taoism, lived in a cave, and when Mr. Lung moved here, Mr. Lung brought his teachings here in the early 1900s. And Mr. Lung was a very famous healer as well, so he was a herbalist, so very relevant for me. And when he moved here, when he had his shop and his business in Wan Chai, he set up a small altar where people used to pray and used to ask for their ailments to be healed. So they prayed to Wong Tai Sin, and very quickly after that he got a big following, and this temple was built in respect to him. And it's been here ever since, and people still come here, particularly on the 23rd day of the lunar moon. People come here and they ask for their ailments to be healed, and they get some blessings from Wong Tai Sin. On a hand he lands in the temple. That's very lucky. That is really good luck. So in the background you'll see here we have a large number of statues. These are basically the guardians. These are the guardians of the temple, and it's very good luck actually to go and touch them. You're bestowed with some luck as well. From the dragon.
Going up just to light the josh, to light the incense, and just bow right in front of Wong Tai Sin is just, for me it's unbelievable, it's magical. I mean, my roots and my passion is in Taoism, and just to be here and to realise how, you know, how I've come full circle, how far I've come, is just, it's so special. I suppose growing up where I did, it was a really rough and tough area, and I suppose it wasn't easy really to show your soft side or your inner side. It was shunned upon, and it wasn't conducive with surviving, I suppose, in the particular area. But now as I've got older and I've softened down and I've really started, showing my spiritual side more, and gravitating towards, I suppose, my natural way or my natural direction. It's really special for me to be able to be here and be able to pay homage to the Taoist gods, the Taoist deities. For somebody growing up where I did and how I did, as I say, it wasn't very easy to be an emotional person. It wasn't very easy to show a soft side. As I got older, I realised it's not a way to be. So I knew I had to balance the yin and yang, which I've been in the process of doing for a long time, and I think I'm probably closer to there than I ever was. So today, yes, the eye teared up, and we streamed tears down the right side of the face when we were up at the shrine. It shows me that all these heart mantras, the meditation itself is definitely releasing the heart energy, it's definitely softening up where I need to soften. It's actually good to soften oneself. Once you soften yourself, you're becoming a whole person then. You still can be a tough guy if you want, you can still have the hard exterior, but in actual fact what you're doing is you're balancing. So you're bringing all the elements that you need to be a whole person or a happy person. So you're using everything that you need.
Okay. 我74歲 74
74 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I born from 1948.
1948.
How old?
74, 74.
Yeah, 74.
74. And just where we are based? Where are we in Hong Kong?
唔會大埔啊，
大埔。Yeah, 大埔。
佢未過身之前咪都見過佢嘅，但係通常學功夫都係跟我老豆學多啲。My learn from 功夫 from my father。龍形功夫 ，OK。And then after that I learned some Chinese medicine。And then become a Chinese 嗰個叫 practitioner， 即係中醫嘅咩？
Can you tell us where Master Lam Yu Kwai learned his Chinese medicine?
Very hard to answer. This is a long time ago. Before, you can maybe learn from his father. Who knows? He did not mention to us when I am child. He come to Hong Kong and I think he opened his home centers in the Wu Gai, Hong Kong.
And after that, then his sons, they taught their sons. So you learned from your dad, yeah?
Yeah, the teacher learn. Zhongyi is learned from another teacher. And learn from the Shanghai, Gumgui, you know.
The most important part of
I have this book. I study a long time.
Put it
In
inside there.
Mandarin.
just a gift. It is a very good moment.
Yeah, the dragon stuff.
The
大家跳，佢呢個唔係雙扭棍，
the handsome 師傅。
呢個就係三通過橋嗰個。三通過橋啊！哇 ！Give you
A wonderful moment. Oh yeah, it's
啱棍。
When I first learned, here, every time. Every time wrong.
you use it. It is also it is hit like this. Hit myself.
呢係三通過橋，你know？三通過橋。
Very good, very good, very good.
你要好耐先至可以。2, 1.
Thank you, thank you.
No problem, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
我叫梁光耀，68歲，
籍貫咧就中國新會，即係現時江門，現時喺香港元朗住。OK。師承趙宗70年代頭啦，應該70年到啊，嗰陣時喺元朗屏山嗰陣時，師傅仲未正式話喺元朗開館嘅嗰陣時。咁我師傅嗰陣時喺元朗開咧，就趙宗國術學院叫做。咁我師傅晚年嗰陣時咧都冇教噶啦，跟住就喺洪水橋搞個即係分館嘅地方咁，喺洪水橋有人走去學就教，冇就大家師兄弟聚埋喺度咧，大家練習，咁聯絡感情好點都好咁樣啊，咁嘅性質。
So today we can talk about the power generation, maybe some techniques, maybe we can show some drills like man to man, and maybe show short techniques. Maybe like just cow pack, by game, chung choi, something like this, eh? And how to use many different ways. Yeah.
I think the very unique in Dragon style is the balance. Dragon style is very close to the modern combat because you can see the stance, not like other styles, like do like this or like this. It's very small movement. You can very easy to use when you get dangerous on the street. In the Dragon style training, you can learn how to do not get too fast. You have to everything be slow, because step by step, and then you can get the kung fu. Yes. Not very in a faster way. Dragon style having the faster way. Yeah. Everything need to slow. And also in the Dragon style, you can see in our combat, in our drills, you can see we are not to attack other people. We are defense first, because you can see the drills. You grab first. You can try to control the enemy. You can do to attack the enemy. It depends on what do you think. It's your mindset. So the Dragon style teach me is everything you have to measure the result. Each action can affect any result. You can destroy another man. You can use this drill to control it. It depends on what do you think at that moment.
We're going to discuss kind of where I learned training out here in Hong Kong, and we're also going to discuss some of the first form, which is called Sublop Dung, 16 movements. Yeah.
始終都係基礎啦，啱唔啱先？你玩學嗰陣時，你係咪要行馬、打摩級，係嘛？咁嚟講，你發勁你都係從你行馬打摩級，你用嗰個腰膊力，啱唔啱先？由隻腳一路伸延到個手到嗰下，嗰個力咧唔係話靠個手臂，係整到個人嗰個身體嗰個力。盡情係放鬆發出去，就千祈啲力咧就冇谷死喺頭，谷死咧變咗喺個鼻嗰度，喺手嗰度 ，OK 嘛
？Why do you think it's important to maintain the traditional training methods, the etiquette within Kung Fu? How important is it to retain the respect and discipline within the Kung Fu?
即係傳統個訓練方法，咁啊佢梗係。循序漸進咁形式去做啊！你壓馬嘅，你地基打唔好嘅，你何來其他會做得好咧？所以佢傳統保留嘅一定有佢個道理。
So we can see that the power is not coming from just the arm. We can see that you use the waist. The waist. Yeah. It's loose.
教你你走去學，除咗學嗰個功夫。仲要學做人道理，對人嗰個禮儀尊師重道，要學識尊敬他人，係嘛？唔係話你學到有武功就會 可以亂咁做嘢。
So you attack me.
Okay. And strike here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, again.
Again.
Yeah.
明師白聲
Show more power.
It's more closer. 仲未咁埋。不如明師白試下啦。做下示範。
OK，好。
起身佢
The senior is doing the demonstration.
Yeah.
壓到埋打，壓住你直接食死你嗰邊。
Slap down,
呢隻手都攞埋你啊！呢隻手好廢㗎。
Okay, Mesiba using his left hand and then to destroy everything and then to turn around my whole body.
Twist you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I cannot to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use this one to trap as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very good. Yeah. Ho.
兩邊呢隻咧？
Both sides. Inside.
呢度。
Yeah. Use the leg. Yeah. Powerful.
隻腳都識打人。
This one is very traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And it is low. Actually, we don't have any more chance to see this type of the demonstration.
Yeah. This one I learned from my Sigung.
Yes,
Remember I
yeah.
said he jammed the legs. Very
Yes.
traditional. Yeah.
For the survival of Kung Fu into the next generations, we must move away from living off the coattails of the great grandmasters. We must stop ego practices such as schools and flags carrying the names of Sifus, rather than that of the lineage and the system, and return to honouring the name of the systems and making our own contributions to the preservation and the history of the arts. Each master must strive to ensure they leave their own legacy, and behind them, students that are a better version of them.
The meaning of dragon style, like this 克己讓人非我弱，全心守到任他強. Yeah, this slogan is a core of dragon style. In the modern society, most of Hong Kong people are very annoying or very easy to get angry. But if you practice dragon style, you can learn how to calm yourself first. Even other people are very strong. If he want to strong, he want to be good, so let him. It doesn't matter. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm thinking. It's okay. Like the Buddhism, you have to watch your inside first. You have to know what you are, who you are, and then if you have enough knowledge of yourself, and then you can face all the problems.
The walk up here is definitely one of endurance. It's a hard walk. It'll definitely take your breath. Sometimes when we do this in the, I think it's the months of June and July and August and that, you can actually have like a mist on the mountain from the cloud. So you'll find your hair and your beard, if you have one, beaded with water, and it's quite magical, but you don't get this view on a beautiful sunny day like this. I think we're, you know, started the Chinese New Year, second day in, mid-February, probably about 22 degrees today. You can see it's very, very clear. You can see for some distance. This is a place I've been many, many times now over my years coming to Hong Kong over the last 20 odd years or so. And I always love coming up here. It's such a beautiful place. You get such a fantastic view of the whole of Hong Kong. You can literally see everything. Actually, on a really clear day, you can actually see Shenzhen in the distance, so you can see as far as China. The mountain itself, which we're going to go to the peak of, is about 960, 970 meters up. So it's the highest point in Hong Kong. So it's a decent climb. But we're going to do a bit of Qigong here today as well, and to show you some of the Qigong that I do. It's called Hang Yang Ru Yi, which kind of means man between mountain and sky. And because this is the spiritual mountain and so close up into the heavens, or the Tian, it's a perfect place to do it. So a little bit off the beaten track here, and we're up in Toi Mo Shan, and we're just going to find a nice secluded, quiet area where we can do a bit of Qigong practice. So these movements we do are from Hang Yang Ru Yi lineage. These ones here are designed to open the liver and gallbladder channel. So it's very good for the body. Driving the arms up like this and just tapping the universe energy is opening the yang channels this way. We come back down, bringing the energy to the ground. As we open up here, what we're doing is lowering the blood pressure, so very healthy. And just come back in. This time, as we push up, we turn the hands over to open the yin channels. We stretch up. On a nice day like today, you can get all the beautiful rays of the sun, loads of energy. Bring it back down. Come back down by the face. We open out, lowering the blood pressure again, and this time we take the energy back in and we bring it back to ground. We finish by tapping the earth and tapping the sun. They're one of my favourite movements. Open the fascia, feel the flexibility in the body. Listen to your inner self. Be at one with yourself and at peace with who you are in this universe. Be very focused, be concentrated, and be dedicated to what you're trying to achieve. And the overall purpose is to ground yourself on this universe. I train with a master from Singapore called Dennis Wang. Dennis is a lifelong practitioner of the Hang Yang Ru Yi. Hang Yang Ru Yi roughly means the man between the heavens and the earth. So it's very special Qigong, hundreds and hundreds of years old. It's been practiced even in the royal court, I believe, in China, and it's most beneficial. After you do what we just showed you, the Dao Yin, which is essentially the movements that unblock the channels, as I said, once those channels are free, then we're into what we call the energy cultivation. So we're trying to develop the Qi in the body, in our own body. Once you develop this Qi to a certain point that it's fairly strong and you won't damage yourself, which is most important, then you can actually start using the Qi to heal. So in developing the Qi, what you're looking to do, and where Hangyang Ruyi is very unique, I suppose, is you're looking to develop the Qi of the earth. So you're taking the Qi from the earth and the Qi from the environment around us, from the atmosphere. And that's very unique. Most people, when they cultivate Qi, they cultivate their own internal Qi, which is stored in the Dantian, in the lower jiao, the lower half of the body. You think of the Dantian as somewhat like a battery. So basically what we're trying to do is bypass that in a sense and actually harness the energy of the earth and the energy of the universe, and we use that energy in our healing. And why do we do that? We do that for a very specific reason. The main reason being is, if you actually know your Qigong, you will know that a lot of Qigong masters can become quite sick in their I was going to say their late years, but not even their late years, sometimes in midlife, you know, late 40s, early 50s, they become quite sickly. And the reason why is they're draining their own resources, they're draining their own battery all the time. And as they get older, that battery just can't recharge, they just can't cultivate the same energy anymore. And basically they make energy from two sources. They're only making it from what we call the Fei Qi, which is the lung Qi, from the air we breathe in, the good air. And they also make it from what we call Gu Qi, which is basically your food and drink. So even with that being exceptional and looking after yourself, a lot of them don't replenish, and hence they can get quite sick in their elderly years or their mid years, as I say. So what we do in Hangyang Ruyi is more protective, because it's a medical Qigong and we know we're going to be treating people that are quite sick, and there's a possibility that we're going to have to use a lot of energy to heal them, and we're also going to have to take some of their old energy or stale energy, that there's a very real possibility we could get sick. So therefore what we do in Hangyang Ruyi is we use, as I say, the energy of the universe and the energy of the earth, and by doing that we protect ourselves. So we do use Dantian Qi as well, but in actual fact what we do is we recharge that battery much quicker by using the energy that we harness and bring in from the universe and from the earth. So that protects us.
For my personally to keeping to practice or keeping to serve the dragon style, it is based on my responsibility, because actually I'm the grandson of Conju, and it is based on some kind of the lineage. The reason for me, when I both, it is already I'm the one of the member of the dragon style, so that I will be based on this scenario, and then to keep developing, and then to keep serve the dragon style.
Since I joined, I practice under Sifu Guang and all the Sihengdai, that means the Kung Fu brothers. It's like a family. When you have any problems, you have any things you want to solve, or you can't solve, you can ask the Siheng, see how their opinion. They also can give you back the answer. Our relationship is better than our family. This is our lineage, the second way to use the Puyi.
We can use, but I don't know how to call, but it's not like this one is the lap.
Lap?
Yeah, what this one called?
We call this one is Qi.
Qi.
Lap is the...
So we can, rather than lap, we can
This one
use
is lap, yeah.
this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is a Qi. Yeah. Qi.
We
come on.
lineage called Qi.
Yeah.
And this one called lap.
Lap.
Called Qi.
Yeah. Qi.
咩啊？
Sifa Kung said slow.
Huh?
Too slow.
Too slow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just showing. He showed the real move now. He's very fast hands.
即係你黐得嚟咁樣去行咧就慢㗎啦。
咁哦，
即係當你一黐咗，你要行呢啲先上。
Yeah. Very fast.
The senior, I will not to say the old guy. Yeah. But then all the mindset is that choosing the fast way. Yeah.
Fast way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just coming from airport. from airport.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
As my most senior student.
Nice to meet you, Kenneth. Yeah. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
即係有陣時咧嘢咧冇兜一轉先。當你黐得嚟講，逢係黐得嚟講，黐呢啲咪行咯。直頭呢啲一個攬打咁埋去，你就咩㗎啦。
The meaning of the Dao Jing is that do not do any unnecessary
Wasted movement.
Yeah, the movement. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like the one hand.
Yeah.
But I see when he come back, he's pulling the tongue.
Give us a pose. Yeah, perfect.
我叫盧漢，今年啊74歲，住喺香港啊。咁就我依1968年就開始玩龍形啊。咁我師傅叫做潘方，我師傅咧又係由40幾年代由廣州落香港居住㗎啦。
我全名咧就李信明，廣州出生，中國籍，今年75歲，現居新界大埔。
我叫譚響超，今年73歲，我係中國香港嘅人。
我係蔡青青，中國香港新界而家係67歲，咁咧就喺新界大埔住嘅。
我係全球武術家聯會嘅創會會長之一，就係我就代表龍形派在內嘅。我哋呢個武術家聯會咧，都係一般都係發展武術嘅咧。不論你甚學乜嘢門派，都可以加入嚟嘅。咁啊加埋有幾十個啲細門派都加入嚟嘅啦。只不過咧，我哋會長咧就係嗰幾個嘅啫，其他都係叫做永遠會員。
我就分3個階段嚟講啦。我第一個階段咧，就係龍形體育總會開呢個拳術班嘅，就第1期嘅學生。第二階段咧，就呢個跟住抗元師傅，我以下簡稱就抗師啊，就喺呢個港九喜樂課工會嗰度就繼續練習。第3個階段，我哋嗰班師兄弟就慫恿師傅大家開館，即係組成一間館。咁啊，終於71年尾嗰間館就成立啦。
咁咧就學龍人拳咧，就增加自信心啦。咁啊，非常好嘅。
即係學龍形咧，可以即係身體比較強壯啲啦，同埋對自己個信心係會大啲嘅。
目前龍形嘅發展咧都頗為滿意，就希望更進一步將佢發揚光大。即係以我哋即係咁嘅年齡咧，就希望咧就盡量將自己嘅經驗嘅知識就分享俾啲即係後生一代，繼續發揚龍形。呢個心就一直唔會變㗎啦。
但係每個門派都想一路承傳落去㗎啦。但係香港嚟講咧，好多啲人玩功夫都好似唔係冇以前咁熱情啊！ 我哋呢代咧玩功夫就好熱情嘅，而家變咗調翻轉，內地而家發展好多都係功夫嘅，我龍形派好多都入咗學校嘅教嘅啦已經
今日就可以認識到我而家呢個老公啦，咁大家都係師兄妹啦，咁我可以嫁到俾佢，佢可以娶到我，所以我覺得係最佳最好嘅嘢。結咗婚之後咧，咁生 BB 啦，梗係咁生咗3個啦，跟住就我老公咧就教我3個仔女玩啦，咁我哋2個咧都有玩對策拳啦，龍形對策拳啦，咁好開心嘅。咁到啲仔女大咗啦，都有出去比賽嘅，都攞咗好多獎牌嘅。跟住咧到啲孫又出去表演啦，都攞咗好多嘅獎牌翻嚟嘅，擺喺總會嘅都非常開心。
Oh, this way, is it for the roof? Which way did she say?
To the right.
Sit here.
This way? To the roof?
I'll feel this. That's big. Yeah, it's open, it's open. The interesting thing about Hong Kong roofs is there's a lot of history. Hong Kong's quite a compact city, as you know. A lot of the Kung Fu was actually taught on rooftops. A lot of the rooms were very small in Hong Kong, so there wasn't much room to teach. In actual fact, from some of the stories I heard was that some of the challenge matches took place on roofs as well. So if the Kung Fu practitioners had a bit of beef with each other, you could get away with it because you were on a rooftop. So yeah, very interesting. A lot of history, and many rooftop skills over the years in Hong Kong. So I absolutely love Hong Kong for a lot of reasons, but I do love it for the reason of the dining out. Over here it is a really big deal for the people. You can hear how bustling and busy this place is here. You'll see now that it's 9:30 in the evening and this place is absolutely hopping. It's jam-packed. You can be lucky to get a table in it, and this wouldn't be an exception. This is pretty much on every street corner in Hong Kong. You like to dine out quite late here as well, so you can see families dining out till midnight with the food free flowing all night. And that brings me to another point that I suppose that I like is about Hong Kong people in general, is that they really do enjoy and make the most of their time together. So they're really busy people. The population kind of work really hard, so they're all hard grafters, and property over here is quite expensive, so some of them need to have 2 jobs, some of them 3 jobs. But they make sure when they do get downtime that they have time as a family, that they sit together, that they eat together, and even the thing of eating together is nearly like a ritual. And what I mean by that is that everybody's respected at the table based on kind of hierarchy, so the seniority. And that's again back to Hong Kong culture being really healthy, that they really respect their elders here. And when you dine out, as I say, yeah, thank you. When you dine out, everybody's catered for. Yeah, and it gives them a chance to sit down and talk together. And yeah, you just see, even sitting here now is amazing, because you'll see the beautiful food that was just brought out. You can see that everybody is very happy, but you can smell all the aromas in the air from all the different types of cooking. And yeah, Hong Kong, in terms of culture, food is one of the, I suppose, the biggest facets of it. And by far, it's probably my favourite food, because I just think the variety and the diversity is just, it's greater than you'll see anywhere else. It's too common now in the West that people don't even sit down together to eat anymore. It's great over here and I love it, and I wish we could go back to this in the West. Sharing meals, sharing stories, and just, yeah, it's a little gem, So I suppose now, before the food gets cold, we're going to do exactly what I was talking about. and get stuck in.
Not everybody is a fighter, and you've got to respect that. You know?
Yeah.
So, like I say, some people they teach Kung Fu why? Because they want to teach Chinese culture.
Yeah.
And they can teach Chinese Kung Fu is a part of Chinese culture. Same as calligraphy, even drinking tea, you know, is part of Chinese culture.
Yeah.
So, you know, they say, oh, we teach Zhonggok Manfa, we teach Zhonggok culture, and Kung Fu is part of that. So we teach martial etiquette, martial virtue, modok, you know, and we teach the children to be strong and righteous and respectful, you know. So that again is also a part of Chinese martial art. So learning Chinese martial art is not necessarily that you need to be a fighter, you know. But the bottom line is it comes from a fighting history, and that's what it was, you know.
Yeah.
But just because you're not a fighter doesn't mean you can't teach or you can't promote Chinese martial arts. You still have a part. I mean, now I think in this whole world, probably 85 to 90% of the masters around the world now cannot fight.
Yeah.
No?
Yep.
But, I mean, in a way, it is kind of bad because it doesn't make us look good. But in today's society, you know, how can you fight? There's cameras everywhere. People have cameras on their phone. You get caught. If you put on Facebook, put on YouTube, the police will come knocking at your door. You cannot fight anymore in the street without taking the responsibility of that, going to prison or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So now martial art has become a sport. Unfortunately, with the West, martial art has a lot of ego. Because there's a lot of like MMA now. I mean, they're good at fighting, but also they have their limitation. No? But when the MMA guys learn to fight, there's no martial virtue, there's no modok. No? So they badmouth each other because the more they badmouth each other, the more tickets are sold.
Yeah.
No? So the etiquette side is gone.
Yeah.
And plus, I would always say that they fight under a rule set as well. Street fighting is very, very different. And you'll only realise that if you have many street fights. It doesn't happen like in the ring. You don't get any count. When you hit the ground,
You don't want to go on the
get
ground in the street.
No, you just don't. You can't. So it's very, very different. Very different. And most times on the street, I'm not sure in Hong Kong, but certainly in Dublin nowadays, it's never one-to-one.
Yeah.
You have to be ready to fight 3 or 4 guys.
Now here it's 20 or 30 under one.
And it's very rarely hand combat.
No, there's always, if there's weapons that's up the hand, then they're used, yeah.
So a lot of people don't meet me because they think I'm a bad guy, you know. But now as I got older, I kind of mellowed out. And plus, if you look at all the great masters, they're all the same in their younger years.
Yeah.
That's how they develop their experience to actually use their kung fu practically, you know. And then you just know there's a time when you know it's time to stop.
Yeah.
You know,
all time, yeah.
Right now, I'm not entirely sure as to what's going to happen. Anthony's been kind enough to promise us he'll keep us right and keep me right with what I'm having to do. So it's just waiting with bated breath, as they say.
What's this occasion?
So this occasion is a traditional by sea, where I officially become the Sifu Kurt's student, and apparently also I'm being made a Sifu as well, which was very, very unexpected, a huge honour, privilege for me.
Okay, Clive. We are going to do a traditional Boise ceremony. we've decided to make Clive my official student and a Sifu.
咁今次紀錄片嘅一個驚喜就係跟阿 Kurt 28年嘅徒弟咧，就會正式行拜師禮，就拜阿 Kurt 為師，正式成為龍營嘅弟子啦。
So I can only hope to live up to what he expects. So I'm very fortunate that so many of the seniors are here with us, and obviously I've made the effort to come down for this. So yes, quite an experience. Yeah.
我師公道在心香，烽火院啊，歷代大法師嚟，師公燒到在心香，全部大法小師。
My name is Clive Nightingale. I started practicing Dragon style in 1996 or 1997, so roughly about 28 years. My Sifu has been a very generous guide to me over the years and has helped me in many ways. I'm very grateful to be part of Lungi. I'm very grateful to be part of Sifu Scott's club, and I'm very grateful to be part of Lungi family.
大神啊嚇，無來心香眾位大神啊，黃恩細郎、黃永統細郎、何萬細郎、師祖、師叔、師傅、千師、師主、萬萬師爺，前面老師公，後邊老師爺，一切法門台就歷代大法師爺。
The esteemed master Kurt Scott. I, Clive Nightingale, with utmost respect and admiration, humbly submit this letter as an application to become your devoted disciple in the martial art of Dragon style. It is with great reverence for your exceptional skills, deep knowledge, and unwavering dedication to the martial arts that I seek to embark on this honorable journey under your esteemed tutelage, and will follow the below guidelines. Respect parents, respect for teachers, brotherly harmony, courteous and respectful, help and love each other, do not rely on skills to dominate others, do not do evil, do not stir up rumors and cause trouble, do not stir up trouble, do not insult others. Yours sincerely, Clive Nightingale, disciple of Kurt Scott, Dragon style, Ireland. Sifu Cheng Yangjia.
For the God and the three masters.
The acceptance of Clive as an official disciple at Sifu and of me as a Sifu is very, very special. We were really grateful to Dragon Style Hong Kong Hung Sai Kyo and all of our extended Lunging family for showing up here this evening and doing a really, really brilliant job of an excellent Baisi ceremony. And myself and Clive are forever grateful, and we will keep promoting Dragon Style.
Okay. I can't say much more than that. I'm somewhat overwhelmed. Very, very honoured, obviously. I'm very grateful to Sifu Kurt our Dragon Style family here in Hong Kong and the seniors for being here this season, and obviously for Anthony to lead us through a very special ceremony that I don't think either myself or Sifu Scott have seen before. So it's a very unique experience, and something I'll certainly remember and cherish for the rest of my days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's stop. Okay. Cool. Okay. So the reason why we teach Clive this one, our set, the Lunging Morkyu, is very important after Bai Si, become our official disciple. Because the Morkyu is one of the 3 forms that came from the temple, yeah? From Lo Fo Shan. From Lo Fo Shan we have Sublub Dung, Sam Tung Gorkyu and Lunging Morkyu. So only 3. This one very senior form, and actually within this one you've got all of the fighting applications, yeah? Everything we do in this form can be used for real. So once you know this form, you can do this form properly with good power, good speed, good strength. Then you know you can use the Kung Fu, you can fight with this one. You can do it for real, yeah? You know you can use it proper. But most important when you learn this is that you learn that the power you get and the strength you get is used for the defense of others, okay? So we never use the bully, only in self-defense mode, yeah? But we know we can use this one if we need to, yeah? It's very, very important, yeah? Okay. So this is the original from the temple, right from when we talk about Dai Yuk, yeah? From the monk, okay. Only 3 forms, okay? Very important. And Lunging Morkyu, you have to practice all the time, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
To get the power, yeah? Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Okay, so here we are at what's known as Kung Fu Park, and this park was dedicated to the promotion and the practice of Kung Fu in Hong Kong. All the traditional styles of Kung Fu here, whether it be Lung Ying, Bak Mei, Choi Li Fut, they all get together every now and again and put on some Kung Fu demonstrations to show the public what Kung Fu looks like, how effective it is, and how good it can be to practice it for the health and for the mental clarity, I suppose. So the promotion of the Kung Fu is really important. In actual fact, here in Hong Kong, I would say probably has some of the best Kung Fu masters, and that's for historical reasons. It's mainly due to the fact that during the revolution in China, there was a lot of kind of prejudice against practicing Kung Fu. So in actual fact, what a lot of the Kung Fu masters had to do, because you were basically on the side of the resistance, so against the government, they had to leave their homeland. So a lot of them had to flee and look for, I suppose, refuge in other countries. So a lot of them travelled to the islands in and around China. So from southern China, a lot of them came to Hong Kong, some of them went to Taiwan, some of them went to places like Singapore, Malaysia. So in actual fact, a lot of the best Kung Fu masters can be found in these islands. So there is some good Kung Fu to be found still in China, but the majority of it for me spread out to the islands, and hence why I come to Hong Kong for my training. And really the magic is here now, and a lot of the Chinese masters are now starting to actually learn or be reintegrated into some of the higher levels of the Kung Fu by the Hong Kong masters, which is actually a lovely thing to see, that everything wasn't lost, because some Kung Fu styles did suffer to the point during the revolution where they went extinct. I'm a healer. That's what I like to think of myself as. Some people would say a therapist or an acupuncturist or a herbalist, but I like to think of myself as a healer first and foremost. So I help people be the best version of themselves. And in doing that, of course, I put myself at risk, or at least I could put myself at risk. So by practicing something like medical Qigong, understanding how the energy flows, understanding how to free it up, understanding how to replenish it, understanding how to replenish each of my own internal organs, really is so beneficial for me, not just my patients. So it allows me to be really strong and really healthy, because if I'm not healthy first and foremost, well then I can't heal, I can't treat my patients. So wanting the best for my patients, this is why I practice medical Qigong. It's a beautiful system, it's something that keeps me really focused, really strong, really healthy. And I suppose the benefits to my patients are, well, to be honest, they're unreal. I've seen so many patients become really strong through a combination of acupuncture, herbalism and medical Qigong, and come back from very, very serious illness in some case.
When we came out here 2.5 weeks ago to Hong Kong, Christian's knee wasn't great and he was struggling to get around, and in fairness we wore down anything from 20,000 to 30,000 steps a day according to my little fitness watch, and his knee kind of inflamed, swelled back up. So we done some therapy on him because I treat Christian at home. We managed to find a shop in Hong Kong to get some needles, and we needled Christian up, needle into the point here. So these points are just what we call the eyes of the knee, and they're really, really good for relieving knee issues. So we're going to put this one here in the heating. We have another needle here, and I'll put this up.
Where you put it there?
There's here in a point we call shui hoi, so we see blood. So do a bit of draining of any excess in the leg, any excess fluids. This here as well. After that, we'll retain the needles for about 40 minutes. Christian should be good to go then.
It's amazing what acupuncture is capable of doing, as far as I have learned from asking Kurt questions about this, and in the process of making part 1 documentary and this one now as well, but also just my own curiosity. From what I understand is that acupuncture taps into your meridian channels, your channels of qi, your energy channels, stimulates them, creates movement, creates flow. And when your qi is flowing, your energy is flowing, and your meridians are flowing, you have a continuous smooth running of the human body. And there is a lock in my knee. My knee is a kink in the chain where my meridian can not flow so smoothly. I can get stagnation, I can get blockages, I can get tightness, and that is what causes my pain, and that is what needs to be relieved. So from what I understand, to the best of my knowledge, not being an expert in this, but having witnessed this and having documented this a lot now, the acupuncture is a way to open up the channels. And opening up the channels creates flow, and generating flow creates wellness. It creates movement in the body. Things can move from place to place, and that just makes sense, and it works.
Have the needles out, and then we start into a little small bit of tweener just to get everything working again. And even as I'm doing this, I can feel what they call trigger points, which are basically some stuck fluids. Stagnation, maybe a little bit painful.
Yep. But no, it's all good.
It's not a sign that give you relaxation and nice feelings. It's a sign to move energy, move chi, move blood, break up scar tissue. My little issues started going on around the joints, try and get things moving. I wasn't expecting to have to do any walk on Christian, but we had to in the end, and so we always make her walk. And he's managed to walk many miles on this knee over the last few weeks, which is great, and that's all due to Chinese medicine.
I'm very happy that Kurt can have an open mindset to invite our lineage, to share our lineage, the techniques, since maybe somebody won't have the open mindset to share their techniques.
Because actually for the dragon style, it is talking about a lot of the action or the movement is based on the scientific, but it is in the old way. We need to transfer to the modern way, using a lot of the academic, the knowledge to let the new student to understand. So that for myself, I will be to think this is maybe the suitable way to let the dragon style to another generation. That means the how to develop.
Now, for young, my father and also my Sigong say, this is good, make you healthy, make you strong. And then I practice for years, and then finding practice Kung Fu is very good because not only training about your body build, but also your mindset, your way to deal with the pressure, work under pressure. But playing Kung Fu may be how to calm down yourself, how to relax yourself using your breathing, respiration technique. Those that you can learn from the Kung Fu. For example, when you are playing Kung Fu, practice, and it is very hard, and you feel sweating or what. But this is always a way to train your mind. I will tolerate it. I will go through it, and then this is bit by bit. You will have a more stronger in your mind or stronger in attitude to work. Once in kind of the break pressure, you can know how to deal with it. This is kind of learning from outside to inside, from your mind to outside. This is a way to learn and then go on and go on. This is a good training, not only in your body but also mind, your spirit. Yeah.
Through this documentary to tell the world, Dragon style still can working in the combat, still practical. Yeah, it's real.
So this walk up here that we're doing now, this is up the Howland Monastery. You can see here on the walk up as well, either side we have these statues. These are of the 12 defiant generals. Each one of them represents a certain time of the day, AM and PM. They also represent a different animal of the Chinese zodiac. The monastery itself, just ahead of us there, is the largest Buddhist monastery in Hong Kong. It's based right here on Lantau Island. Lantau Island, as you can see, is very picturesque, beautiful, surrounded with greenery, and I suppose the island itself would have been a kind of fortress type island, strategically placed in front of Hong Kong in terms of invasion or anything like that. It was very useful.
Yeah.
18.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Okay, so what we're doing here in front of the Great Hall is we're going to honour the Buddha, and we're going to ask for some good luck and prosperity in this year to come, Chinese New Year of the Wood Dragon. It's very lucky, very, very lucky. This is one of the largest seated structures in the world. The Buddha statue, which if you look here, it's right behind us. It's approximately about 30 metres high. It's just over 200 tonne in weight, so it's really heavy. Yeah, as you can see, it's a beautiful area, and it holds a lot of spiritual meaning to the Chinese people. And we're right here on Chinese New Year, which hopefully will bring us a lot of luck as well. I love this part of the Orient. I love obviously the martial arts and the medicine, but I also love this. This is medicine. This is the stuff that will keep us all going well into our advanced years if we truly believe it and embrace it. So this is the main entrance here into the Buddhist Hall. And this is where the donations are made and you honour the deities. So absolutely beautiful, holy monastery. What we covered today, we didn't actually cover in the first part of our documentary. It's the medical Qigong that I practice. It's
about the plane. Point. It's right there at the end of your finger. Point.
Yeah,
it's still going.
Done. Why did you stop?
The steps are really super.
That's the best thing. Get. See?
What? Yes.
Fast, yeah?
Yeah.
It's better, yeah?
Yeah.
Short. Here we are outside the vending machine, Kyoto, Osaka. And I'd just like to say that the Celtic Dragon documentary is not endorsed by any products, but if you do wake up in the morning and you want a Boss Black coffee, try it, it's beautiful.
We're open to ideas.
God, that's good.
What happened to that cake?
What happened to it?
Amy knocked her off the wall by accident.
Pops it there, right on the side. It went down, upside down.
And who's it for? This is for Mark. For Mr. Mark Horn. Should be fine.
That's a pretty good job, actually. One is a bit too short.
Oh,
You never know. This fella's decided to fly over us right at an inopportune time, so interrupt our interview. How absolutely rotten of them. But anyway.